Krishna. First of all, this knowledge of Bhagavadgita, I am really thankful to all the senior acharyas in Parampara, Lord Krishna himself, and my senior devotees like Radhesham Prabhuji, Madhusudan Vishnu Prabhuji, Shubhilas Prabhuji. All of them have helped in building this Gita slides or pictures or content. I took help from them and got this entire content prepared for Bhagavad Gita classes. So I'm really thankful to them, and I'm really thankful to everyone where sustaining for 14 chapters is not an easy job. Surely it's not an easy job. So I'm really thankful to all of you. So now before we start our chapters, what is the chapter name by the way? What is the chapter name? 14th chapter? What is the chapter name? 14th chapter name. It is there on the slide. You can tell it loud. This is just to ensure that you are not sleeping in the class. Okay. So the chapter name is 3 modes of material nature. But before we go to 3 modes of material nature, I just wanted to see or just do a quick recap of what we have gone through in the 13th chapter. Okay, 13th chapter, what we have seen is Arjuna was having the questions. Switch up. So Arjuna was having a lot of questions. Among them, there were 6 questions. What are those 6 questions? Any guesses? What he asked in the 13th chapter? Guess, that's okay. इधर कोई punishment नहीं मिलता wrong बोलने के लिए. What are the 6 questions? Let me give you a guess. Number 1, Purusha. Okay, Purusha was who is Purusha? That was the first question. Second question. Kshetra. Kshetrajna. Next. Gnanam. Next. Gneyam. But actually we should come in order. Purusha, Prakriti. Gnanam, Gneyam. Kshetra, Kshetrajna. These are the 6. We need to check in this order. That's what we have gone through in the previous chapter. So Krishna answers all the questions of Arjuna, and while he does that, and even he tells about what is the process of acquiring that knowledge as well. What is the process of acquiring that knowledge as well? He tells in the 13th chapter. So after acquiring knowledge, whom to know? Finally, after acquiring the entire knowledge, whom to know? And also, if you remember, in the 13th chapter, it is also mentioned almost 20 to 25 parameters he has mentioned, right? In the 20 to 25 parameters, these are the 20 to 25 parameters which are mentioned to be knowledge. Apart from that, anything is not knowledge. That's what he says. I just wanted to read that important shloka where he says that these are the 20 to 25 parameters which are called as knowledge. Other than that, everything is ignorance. Thirteenth chapter, I think it is 8. This is the 13th chapter, 8th to 12th shlokas. He says, here he says, what are those parameters are? First, humility. Second, pridelessness. Third, non-violence. Fourth, tolerance. Ajay, you give the count, I will tell the content. Okay? 4, tolerance. You should say 5. Simplicity. Approaching a bona fide spiritual master. Cleanliness. Steadiness. Self-control. Renunciation of the objects of sense gratification. Absence of false ego. The perception of evil, the perception of the evil of birth, death, old age and disease.
13.
Detachment.
14.
Freedom from entanglement with children, wife, home and the rest.
15.
Even-mindedness amid pleasant and unpleasant events.
16.
Constant and unalloyed devotion to me.
17.
Aspiring to live in a solitary place.
18.
Detachment from the general mass of people.
19.
Accepting the importance of self-realization.
20.
Philosophical search for the absolute truth. That's it. 20. So, our philosophical search for the absolute truth. All these I declare to be knowledge. And besides this, whatever there may be is ignorance. This is what Krishna says. All these things are knowledge. Apart from this 20 items, all are ignorance. So that's what 13th chapter mainly talks about. And even he mentions whom to know. Ultimately, it is him about whom we need to know. Krishna, about whom we need to know. So that's why from kids onwards till elders, especially in the society or in the parampara, there are lot of stress being made to bring children in Krishna consciousness. Because automatically when these parameters are taken care, everything else will follow. Whether it is material education or anything else, everything would be followed. In our society, we have kids being from childhood. They are given. There is one Mataji. I think I already told you. Her name is Draupadi Rani Mataji. She takes night classes only to the kids of less than 14 to 15 years of age, where they read the pastimes of Krishna, and after reading that they will sleep. So it is to bringing the kids in Krishna consciousness from childhood itself. That is one process. There is even in our satsang we are having Mridangam classes. Mridangam classes for the kids. Kids and in fact adults also. Mridangam classes, Kartal classes. And luckily from 15th of March, that is today is 12th, right? 15th of March, His Grace Radhesham Prabhuji has accepted. How many of you know Radhesham Prabhuji? Radhesham Prabhuji has accepted to take once in a month. He has accepted to allot 2 hours of his time only to the kids of our Gachiboli satsang. Not in fact not girls, only boys. Because boys are naughty, That's why for boys, from March 15th onwards, he will be starting. Every week there will be classes, but once in a month, on 1 week, he has taken initiative to take the classes only for the boys of age between 8 to 18. 8 to 18. So this Wednesday, we have all the kids. I need to take them to ISKCON Abits temple. So the stress has been given to kids to bring out. Anyway, we are deviating the topic, but we need to understand that who is supposed to be known out of this knowledge is Krishna himself, Vishnu. Okay. And apart from process of acquiring knowledge, whom to know through the knowledge, he also talks about Prakriti, Purusha and their contact. We already discussed about Purusha and Prakriti in detail in 13th. I don't want to dwell much about that. But we need to understand the relation between both Purusha, Prakriti and our contact. We have fallen into this material world. Do you agree or not? First of all, do you believe this is jail? No? You are not believing. Yesterday we were in Vaishnava Seva Kunj Goshala. So there was 3rd canto, 11th chapter. 3rd canto, 11th chapter. No. Was it 11th chapter only? First chapter? 11th, yeah. 3rd canto, 11th chapter. It is being told about Brahmanda. What is the Brahmanda's size? Any guesses? No. Tempt mato. What is already I told once. What is the Brahmanda size? The Brahmanda in which we live, what is the size? It is almost 40 billion miles diameter, right? Yeah, 40 million miles diameter. Materially, 40 million miles diameter is the size of the Brahmanda. And that is only the egg, right? There is a within the shell there is a thick layer, right? Within the egg there is a thick layer, and out of the thick layer there is a white solid layer. Okay, that solid layer is again little bit very thick. Similarly, Brahmanda, this size is, after that size there is again 10 times the diameter of that Brahmanda. Again there is another outer layer, strong land, I think. Land, and again on that cloud another 10 times. On top of that, fire, water, after that fire. Like that, it comprises of, if you see, calculate, nowhere actually. I mean, we can't, there is no way that we can go out of this jail. So basic point what I wanted to convey is, we are in a Brahmanda with that large proper this thing where we are not able to go out of that. So that is a material world. So how we can know through this knowledge is seeing through the eyes of knowledge. Jnana Chakshu, that's what the topic was brought in the 13th chapter, where Krishna talks about Jnana Chakshu. We have taken the example of doctor. Okay, Adya is having teeth pain. Teeth pain is there. Adya's mother, Survi Mataji, will be seeing the teeth, what is happening. So probably one particular teeth is little, thoda hil raha hai, bas. That's what she could sense it. But can she derive something out of it? Exactly what is the problem? No, right? Only once you go to the doctor, he sees and he tells what exactly is the problem. That's what is called Jnana Chakshu. Once they have knowledge, they will be knowing what exactly is going on in your mouth. And I also told you, in the tongue, there are different parts in a tongue where it signifies different parts of the body. For example, a topmost part of the tongue signifies the intestines. Leftmost part of the tongue signifies the kidneys or heart. So like that, tongue, each part, by seeing the tongue, doctors can confirm where exactly is the problem. Okay, so we need to understand that we need to develop that Jnana Chakshu to understand this knowledge. Okay, now if we go, so we need to have freedom from this material world. So this freedom from what? That is from the material world. And freedom to where? Where we need to get free and go? Where we need to free ourselves and go? You are accepting that we are in jail and we need freedom. After, for example, freedom is provided, where are you expected to go? Moksha. What do you mean by moksha? Attaining freedom. No. That's what I need to get this elaborate. Moksha. What do you mean by moksha? Moksha pondadu అని అంటాం కదా. So what is the meaning of that? Please, no punishment. Please answer. Modes of material nature. Okay. Where are you getting free?
Going back to Godhead.
Right. Going back home, back to Godhead. Because some people, Prabhuji and Mataji's moksha, they call it as even staying in the Brahman. Brahman is effulgence emanating from the Lord. Even staying in the, some people desire to stay in Brahman itself. That is also they call it as moksha. But attaining that Brahman will not guarantee, or it is not called as going back home, back to Godhead. There is still a possibility of falling down from the Brahman. So we should say that we should aim, or we should have our goal to go back home, back to Godhead, where again we are not facing the problems of life. What are the problems of life? Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, birth, death, old age and disease. Okay? So that's what he talks about. So freedom to where? We already know that we need to go back home, back to Godhead. Now we are actually talking about this invisible jail, right? I hope everyone agree that we are in jail. ఏం జైలు ప్రభుజీ, చక్కగా ఏసీ ఉంది, మంచి ఫుడ్ వస్తుంది. వై కాలింగ్ ఇట్ యాజ్ జైల్? ఏం ప్రభుజీ అసలు జైలు ఏముంది బ్రో? చక్కగా మంచి ఇంట్లో ఏసీ ఉంది, కావాల్సిన వంట తినొచ్చు, కావాలంటే మూవీకి వెళ్ళొచ్చు. So So many, of course, so many people will say, how come it is jail, right? Yeah. So we need to understand that we are talking about this invisible jail in which we are there. For some of us, it might be, sounding very strange or very blunt that we are prisoners in this jail. You, me, everyone are prisoners in this jail. Are you wholeheartedly accepting that? గుండె లోతుల్లోంచి ఖచ్చితంగా కన్విక్షన్తో చెప్పగలుగుతున్నారా దట్ యు ఆర్ ప్రిజనర్స్ ఇన్ దిస్ మిడిల్ వరల్డ్? 100%. సుమామాతజీ ఎక్కడో డౌట్ ఉంది. Yes.
Otherwise, because we are not seeing, we are not feeling, so it is difficult to think that there is something wrong with us.
Yeah.
It's okay,
Yeah. No, actually, this concept of we are trapped in this body itself looks very, very surprising thing. We are trapped in this body. For example, a person is trapped in this body and he is a very hefty personality. He can't do what he wishes, right? For example, hefty personality, he wanted to sit in this chair. We need to be extra cautious, right? 2 to 3 chairs, solid chairs you have to keep, because in a single chair, if you keep it, he or she will fall down. Once it happened in one marriage, he sat and I was about to keep other chair, he sat and he fell down, and after he fell down, to again make him stand itself, I alone was not able to do it. Again 3 to 4 people were required to make him actually stand. That much obese he was. So with that size, it's very difficult. So you are trapped in that body where you are not able to do. I wanted to do something, but I am not able to do because of the body, what you have. So that concept of we getting trapped in this body itself, something unique for the common man. ఏంట్రా పోయి నాకు ఇష్టం వచ్చినట్టు నేను తాగుతున్నా, తందనాలు ఆడుతున్నా, ఏమేమి చేసుకున్నా, ఈడేంటి జైల్లో అంటాను, నా ఇష్టం వచ్చినట్టు చేసుకున్నట్టు, దట్ థింగ్, దట్స్ వై వీ సే దట్ దిస్ నాలెడ్జ్ ఇస్ నాట్ మెంట్ ఫర్ ఎవ్రీవన్. Knowledge is not meant for everyone. And generally, the people who are in mode of goodness, or anyway, we are going to discuss about that, but we need to understand that we are trapped in this body. And we are subjected to lot of things. Despite we don't want it, we are subjected to lot of things. Either through relation we have pain, either through our kids we are having pain, either through our office, my boss is having pain. As a boss, I am giving some pain to my colleagues, subordinates. Who knows? Lot of pains, right? So we need to understand that, we need to wholeheartedly understand that we are trapped in this material body. I know it might be thing, but once you introspect yourself, you will be knowing that is right. Yes, you are getting some disease. Can you stop it? And nowadays going to hospital is more danger than not going. I mean, a lot of people say, hospital, with the last 2 to 3 years of experience, lot of people they have their own inhibitions. If we go to hospital, we are getting 2 more diseases additional. That's the impression a lot of people have these days. So we need to understand that we are trapped in this body, and we are in a jail. We are in a jail. That's what we need to understand. So how come this world is a jail, and how am I in jail? What did I do to be in this jail? All these things, until it is clear, we can't progress in spiritual life. First of all, 100% we need to get convinced that we are in a jail. We need to introspect, Prabhuji and Mataji. We need to introspect. And once you accept the current situation, then only you can move ahead, right? For example, you are in a deep well, deep gadda ante gunta. In that gunta there are a lot of snakes, crabs, scorpions, and broken pot, etc. are there. And one rope is hanging. Will you first take that rope and go up, or first you will think, how come I am there? Who throwed me? How am I there? Will you question that, or first you go out? First you go out, then you think, right? So that's what we need to think. That's what we need to, if at all we wanted to progress in our spiritual life, we need to first come out and then analyze. Okay?
Actually,
Yeah.
example, see, we have the fear of the snakes and scorpions and all. So we are aware of that, and then we want to run away from it. We escape from that. But in our reality,
That's what in the 13th chapter it is mentioned, Jnana Chakshu Mataji. That's what we need to see with the eyes of knowledge, scriptures. We need to read scriptures. And there's no need to say this, that all the, it is said, yesterday I think we were in Vaishnav Seva Kunj, one of my senior devotee was mentioning, do you know total in Vedas, how many Vedas are there? Vedas, Upanishads, Upapuranas, Itihasas and all, combined and all, we don't have that much time to read all of them. But the entire summary of Vedas and scriptures or Itihasas, Puranas, Upapuranas, everything is there in Bhagavadgita. So we need to gain that knowledge. Everything, because we are, with our material education, we are tuned to that extent where everything we are able to see materially. We are tuned to, because until unless we see with our eyes, we will not believe. We will not. But earlier, Mataji, before the CBSE and ACC probably 60 to 70 years old. But before that, the students were given first to the spiritual education. Gurukuls and all, first they used to get the spiritual education. After getting the spiritual education, they need, depending on their mode, depending on their skills, they used to, choose the respective skill. Mathematician, scientist, like that. Earlier, it is not something I am saying. It was there earlier. Even very rarely in some institutes, now also it is done. Gurukuls especially, authentic Gurukuls. The other day we went along with the senior devotees to Statue of Equality, where Sri Raman, Chinnajir Swamiji, he is having a separate school where they are given proper Gurukul-like schools. First they use, priority is given to the spiritual education. Then, but now if you introduce something like this, people will question, what is that? Secular. What is this secular, like that they will be coming into the foray. So which is not there.
Strangely, for the same example, although snake has never bitten me, but I will still think snake is bakeless.
Yes.
Because somebody has
Yes.
said and I believe that.
Yes.
But whereas here when you are saying that kind of conviction is still not
Yes.
coming.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
But we have to progress more.
Yeah.
In that.
Actually, when you are telling about snake, even I too I had a very close contact with snake. Actually, my friend is in my village. I don't know whether this caste Yanadi. Yanadi karke there is one scheduled tribe. That guy is my friend in my village. So he used to catch snakes. He catches snakes for fun. For fun, simply fun he catches. He brought the snake, it was completely entangled his hand and he caught it with the mouth and he was asking me, you want like that. So, that's what Mataji, when we should gain that knowledge. And it is nothing wrong also. If you properly introspect, there is a truth in this. That is true, right? Whatever, is the old age not a problem? Do you want to become anyone in this world? Do they want to become old? Frankly speaking, no, right? But we can't stop it, no? Old age, disease, can you stop it? Is there any person who has not got any disease in this world? No. Similarly, even death and birth also, eventually, if not later, at some point, you have to face it. You have to face it. And are we prepared for that? When mother gives a birth to one boy, how much preparation is done, right? How much care, especially when the mother is pregnant, her partner, her whole family, now Vamshankaram vastunadu ante, how much care they will be taking, right? They are, especially when I have seen, especially in villages, no? When the mother is known that she is pregnant, people will be very extra caution. చాలా ఎక్కువ బరువులు పోయకూడదమ్మా, ఎక్కువ తిరగాలి, నార్మల్ డెలివరీ అవ్వాలంటే ఎక్కువ తిరగాలి, ఒక చాట కూర్చుంటే మంచిది కాదు, ఈ ఫుడ్ తినాలి, దిస్ ఫుడ్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు టేక్, ఇట్ విల్ బి హెల్తీ ఫర్ బేబీ. అదేంటి కుంకుమ పువ్వు తినాలి, బేబీ తెల్లగా పుడతాడు, ఎర్రగా పుడతాడు, సంథింగ్. సో దే వాట్ extra caution they take, right, when a newborn child is coming to the world. But are we doing the same preparation for death? And actually, first of all, are we serious for itself? Yaksha Prashna, right? The one top question, what between Yaksha and what is the most surprising thing in the world that Yaksha asks, and Dharmaraj says that most surprising thing is, how come people are behaving in such a way that they will never die? That is the most surprising thing. I don't know elaborately, but this is the crux of that question. But are we really preparing for that moment? But we know that we are going to face that moment for sure. Everyone is going to face it. I think have you seen that Mataji's clip? What I kept in the group where she left. We actually taken the video, and she's a devotee. Everyone seen it, right? Are we planning to have a glorious death like us, that like her? We don't know how we are going to. Luckily, she was in that moment. Luckily, she was surrounded by devotees. Luckily, her guru was there. Luckily, Krishna and her guru's photo were there, right adjacent to that. Proper preparation was done. But is there any guarantee we will be facing in the same way? Now, at this moment, can I die or not? How? No, how? Tell me. With the current, if the fan is going on, heart attack, suddenly a shock मार सकता है, करके हो सकता है, right? Luckily, she prepared and she got the environment set. But is there any guarantee that you will be having such a privilege? No, right? So that's what we talk about. Knowledge. We need to see the things with the knowledge, and that knowledge you attain by reading scriptures. We are not asking all the scriptures to be read. There are Garuda Puran, Padma Puran, Shiva Puran, lot of Puranas are there, but we don't have that much time. Bhagavadgita, try to fully understand. No? We are not saying that we should not be materially good. Obviously, when all these 20 qualities are there, obviously you will be good. You should be acting as a responsible mother, responsible husband, responsible son, responsible daughter. Okay. Anyway, so the point is we should develop a gnana chakshu, knowledge to discriminate. Okay, so this is how what we heard till now is about soul and body, and this soul and body, how does it come in contact, and soul, how is it different from body, and why does it take birth again and again? Can you answer? Any guesses? Anyone can answer? How does it come in contact? How does it come in contact with Prakriti, nature? Yeah, past karmas, yes. Actually, originally, I think I already mentioned you, we all of us were there with the God, and we were jealous of him, and we wanted to act independent of him. That's why Krishna, okay, you wanted to act independent of him? He has thrown us to material world. This is our desire only, to act independently, enjoy. For example, small kid is there. He wanted to play outside road. We will say don't play. But if he insists, at some point you will be leaving him, right? But you will be leaving him, asking someone to watch. So that's what he has left. Now, if he wanted to come back, you wanted independent of him, stay for some more time and enjoy. That's what. So now again he is giving a process. If you wanted to come back, you need to come back like this. And this treatment is good only, because whatever the negativities you are facing, once you fire taste कितना है, कैसा रहता है? Fire, how it will be? What is the feeling of fire? If someone wanted to know how is the feeling of fire, no one knows. So he once put the hand on fire, then it gets burnt. Then again, after experiencing and tasting fire, will he put again? No. So that's why it is said that once you go back, that's why we say going back home, back to Godhead, because already we were there, we fallen here, and going back home, back to Godhead, we say. Okay. So once they go back, they will never return, because they have tasted the fire, so they don't want. So we need to understand that. So that's the reason why does it take birth again and again, and once he falls into the material world, due to the independent nature, due to the karma, he faces all the problems again and again. Again and again. So whatever the activity is happening in our life, it is our karma, Mataji. Sorry to say that. It is surely karma, but it doesn't give a license for someone to point out and make fun of him. నీకు అలా జరిగిందా, అది కర్మమ్మా, భరించు. That's not the intention. At that time we should give solace to them. We should, because no one is free from problems. At one point or other, everyone is going to face the problem. Okay, so that's the intent. So now, what we learned now is about till soul and body we learned it, and we also learned that about soul we learned in the chapter 2, and about body we learned in the chapter 13. What does the body comprises of? How many elements? Question. Body comprises of how many elements? Huh? No.
8 plus 9 plus 1. What do you think?
No. Already we discussed in the 13th chapter. What does body comprises of? Body, how many elements does body comprise of? Our physical body I am talking about. 24 elements. 24 elements we discussed. Okay. So 24 elements were there. Now the thing is, how am I? And in this chapter, body is the mode, and how soul is interconnected. How the soul is interconnected. Now tell me one thing. Is the soul made of the same substance as body? No? Are you sure? The soul is made of the same substance, no? It is there in the body, no? No? Okay. Yes, that is right. Soul is not made up of the same substance. Now, body, as I said, it's made up of 24 elements, and soul is made up of elements. How does it come in contact with the body and all? We already discussed in the earlier chapter. So we need to understand that soul becomes bound. Soul becomes bound or restricted in the body. Soul becomes bound and restricted in the body. Will you agree or not? We agree. When soul becomes bound and restricted in the body, anyone who is conscious can feel the restriction also. Anyone who is conscious can feel the restriction also. In the sense, as I said, taking the example of a fat person. How embarrassing it will be, right? This chair is there, only limited chair is there, but he is not able to sit. And he simply stands. It's very embarrassing for him. Right? Similarly, each and every person, when we are there in the society with our current body, there might be a lot of restriction or the things which are there we can't do. We wanted to do, but we can't do. So that's called trapping of soul in the body. That's what we need to understand. So body has a shape and size due to which you are restricted to certain activities. And earlier you remember Shruti Mataji was there, no? Vihanga. You know her? I don't know whether you know. So she asked once in temple, Prabhuji, I wanted to fly. Can I fly? Yes. You have a deep desire of flying. Next life you will be taking a birth as pigeon or sparrow, Mataji. I told her. And that is true also. If you really are having the desire, for that fulfilling the desire, you need to take birth again. So that's what we talked about. So why taking birth again and again means how does it how it can first came in contact with the nature and continuing perpetually. It has been discussed till now. Till now, what we have discussed is how we take birth and again. Again we are trapping and again we are taking birth. Lot of people they are not worried about next birth itself. They are not worried. They are currently enjoying this mode. And have you observed one thing? Whatever the great personalities or the celebrities who are having, and for whatever the reasons they are successful, they are having their own problems as well. I don't want to quote one person, a celebrity. He was a very successful celebrity, but he is having problem with his daughter. Getting married for the first time, divorce. Second time, divorce. Third time, also divorce. I think fourth time they are planning to marriage. I mean, success is something like this. In this material world, you will be successful. But now if we ask the same person, if your daughter life is going to be very good and you won't be having this material success, will you agree or not? Did you understand my question? For example, at the cost of the material success what you faced, if Krishna says that your daughter's problem would be, no marital problems would be there and your daughter's married life would be very good, at the cost of the material success what you gained, will you agree or not? Depends on the person. Yes. So always this material success is something like this. You will get success, but again you will be having respective complications as well. You see any person, any richest of the person, always some complication will be there. Material world is something like this. It is made up of. So the point is, so we need to understand that, and Krishna says that all this happens due to soul's association with the three modes of material nature. Now, already I told, like, what are the three modes of material nature? What are the three modes of material nature? Guna. And this word guna has come in lot of times in Bhagavadgita, right? Lot of times. Where it has come? These have come in all these shlokas in Bhagavadgita. So here in this shloka, it is said, 13.22, it is said that the living entity in material nature thus follows the ways of life, enjoying the three modes of nature. This is due to his association with that material nature. Thus he meets with good and evil among various species. He meets. And does he not have an option to choose? For example, you have a contact with all these kinds of people. Or you might be meeting with Rajoguna, Satoguna, Tamoguna, you have option. But you are having a free will to choose which kind of association. That's what he talks about. So Krishna says that all happens due to the soul's association with the three modes of material nature. And these three modes of material nature, when I say, it is nothing but Prakriti herself, Durga Mata. Durga Mata, Trishul is there, right? The Trishul, how many sharp edges it has? 3. Those 3 are this. 3 modes. And it is acting on each and every living entity. That's what we need to know. So this guna, though this guna word has come multiple times, and it's a Sanskrit word, like these gunas are something like invisible shackles, sankeldu. These are sankeldu or the bars in jail. That kaddis are there, no? Telugulo kaddil antaru. So it can be considered as shackles or that jail bars. You can consider. So these modes are considered to be the shackles of prison house. Material world is a prison house, and these modes of material nature are the shackles or the bedding. So we need to understand that. So this handcuffs or chains, we can call it in a jail. So gunas are also the influencers of one's activities we do. Whatever the activities we do, these modes act in a person to influence you to do certain activity. Is it confusing, or did you understand or not? If for any activity you do, these modes will influence you to do the same activity in certain way. Because for a same problem, if I keep Madhavi Mataji, Madhu Mataji and Suma Mataji in some situation or a case study situation, and I ask them to independently do the things without their knowledge, the same problem they will be tackling in different ways, right? It is not that all the three would be doing in the same way, right? So there, for each and every activity you do, these modes of material natures are influencers within you to do that activity in certain way. That's what Krishna is trying to say. So material energy. So this material energy or Maya Devi is also a Maya Shakti. You know, this material energy or Maya Shakti is of Lord's energy, is made of these 3 gunas. We need to understand that this material energy or Prakriti is a energy of the Lord, energy of Krishna. Energy of Krishna, such that they test or they use this thing on the living entities. Maya, I already on the message I mentioned, right? Maya Devi will be acting each one of us. Sunday session వచ్చాం, సండే కూడా బాగా రెస్ట్ తీసుకొని వెళ్దాం, ఎందుకు తొందరగా నిదానంగా వెళ్దాంలే. So we need to understand that Maya, material energy, is an expansion of the energy of the Lord itself, and and these 3 gunas are also explained in chapter 7 too, but not in detail. So how Jiva comes in contact with these three gunas, our explained in the chapter 30, and why he comes in contact with middle energy or nature to enjoy the independent of Lord. That's why already mentioned. Why we came to this middle world. Like post association with this middle world, he gets trapped, though he can't physically see the handcuffs, but still he is trapped. Still he is trapped. And as I mentioned, my dad used to work as a retired DSP. He used to work as a DSP, Deputy Superintendent of Police, and I used to often go to the station. And in the station, there is a chart. Have you anyone gone to police department? Anyone gone to police station? No, I didn't do any crime, by the way. Huh? Have you gone to police station? Yeah. Have you seen any chart like this? Where? Huh? Most wanted. And also there is one chart that this month these many crimes were done. These are the types of crimes and all. Right? The chart will be there. Now a question to everyone. The question to everyone is, will each and every prisoner would be getting a same punishment for whatever the crimes they did? No, right? No. Yeah. So the thing is, the point is, though they might have done all the criminals who have done different kinds of crimes, they will be getting different kinds of punishment. Similarly, we in this material world, despite being prisoner, they will be having their own share of punishment. Limited. Someone in jail also, have you seen some prisoners, they will be getting free access. Kitna bhi food kha sakte hain. Someone would be put in a dark jail. Someone would be building a rapport there with other prisoners. They have their own access. Level of access is different for different kinds of prisoners in the jail also. Similarly, we prisoners in this middle world, we have some privileges. Some people will be getting phones in the prison house. Like they are rich in prison house. Similarly, we are also, some people will be rich. Some people will be middle class, so something like that. So we need to basically understand that though physically we are not able to see those handcuffs or the bedilu, but we are trapped. We need to understand that. So this creation of there is a, and we need to understand even this also, whatever the prison house is created, it is not to take revenge on us. It is for reformation. Do you agree? It is a reform only. It is for, because by reformation you are not only helping the prisoner, but you are helping the society at large. Yes or no? You are helping the society at large. అంతే కదా, ఏమంటారు రోజు? ఇప్పుడు ఒక క్యాండిడేట్ దొంగతనం చేస్తున్నాడు. his hobby is stealing, and after reformation is not only he not only helping himself but also helping the society at large, right? You are decreasing one danga in the society, one thief in the society, right? Yeah. And certain now, yeah,
if I understand it correct, that as you're saying, the three gunas are they are trapping the soul in the body is one way, but these three gunas, whatever the individual gets, can be also used as tools to get out of the body.
Yes, in one way, yes, Mataji. We'll be coming subsequently in the next slides. Yes, for your question, yes, it can. The thing is, for example, who is person in a tamoguna, surely he can't aim for sattoguna. It is something like the given example I used to give, right? In school, if a student is continuously getting 20 out of 100 is getting only 20-25 marks, I can't give him an aim of 80 to 90%, right? I will ask for kanisam pass or 35-40% in mark techukoora pass ayinora. That's what I will say. At least I will ask the tamoguna person to at least become a passionate person, because mode of passion is better than tamoguna. So eventually you are going, but ultimately for the spiritual success, rajoguna is also not good. But a person who is there in tamoguna, yes, coming to rajoguna is a great thing for him. It is a promotion to him, and it's a good in one way. But after coming to rajoguna, he can target to come to sattva.
So can we rank them like that? That sattva is better than
Obviously, sattva is better, Mataji, but there are problems with sattva also. We will discuss in the subsequent slides. Yeah. Okay, so we need to understand that.
No, Prabhuji,
No problem.
but
soul is trapped in the body.
These are the shackles.
Yes, yes.
But sattva is also one thing that is a
Yes,
shackle, right?
it's also. It is also a handcuff only.
But
Better than others, and it is something like no rocket we need to launch. Everyone might have seen the rocket launching, right? If I bring the same rocket, and there is an empty place in our Vihanga community, right? There some stage is there, right before the stage there is a big open place, and I am bringing the rocket there. Can I launch from there? Rocket?
No.
Right? So we need a proper place for rocket launching. So that rocket launching proper place is Sattva-guna. Once you are in Sattva-guna, that is like a proper consciousness to be in to go to higher planets. So once in Sattva-guna, then only you can target for the higher goal. But being in Sattva-guna is not enough. That will eventually will come.
I'm visualizing like in the
It is not the best.
in the context of prisoners. So if suppose there is a release being announced, so the sattva guna people will be the first.
Yes. Yeah.
But the gate has to be open.
Yes. Get it. It's something you said it right. In 2 వారాల్లో ఒక ఖైదీ విడుదల అవుతున్నాడు. It is something like that Sattva-guna. Yeah. So we need to understand that whatever the correction material I said is meant for correcting the living entities. It is something like Big Boss. Serial Big Boss. Right? Big Boss, it is only a temporary place for correction, and the middle world is also a temporary place for correction, and after correction Lord Krishna expects him to come after getting corrected, and he is providing the entire environment. Correction. So he has given this temporary middle world to get us corrected, and he has this system. The Lord's system is there in place for getting these corrections done. So those who are abiding by the laws made by Krishna, they are being rewarded, and those who are not abiding the laws, they are punished. Without any iota of doubt, they are punished. So punishment happens by Lord's own creation of the system, which wrongdoer learns in such a way that wrongdoer learns the lesson. God is not partial for someone, impartial for someone, because without proper, just try to understand. పక్కా దొంగన్నాడు, బయట దొంగని మీరు మీ ఇంట్లో ఇన్వైట్ చేస్తారా? అసలు తెలియకపోతే ఇన్వైట్ చేయొచ్చు, తెలిసి ఇన్వైట్ చేస్తారా? తెలిసి ఇన్వైట్ చేస్తే ఇట్ ఈస్ ఎవ్రీ పాసిబిలిటీ దట్ హీ క్యాన్ స్పాయిల్ ద ఎంటైర్ ఎన్విరాన్మెంట్, రైట్? సో దట్స్ వాట్ నాట్, అండ్ కృష్ణ యాజ్ ఐ సెడ్, హీ ఇస్ ఎ వెరీ పొజిటివ్ లవర్. నాకు సర్వధర్మాన్ పరిత్యజ్య మామేకం శరణం వ్రజ. I don't want any other deviations. నన్నే నువ్వు ప్రేమించాలి. He is very possessive. So that's what we need to understand, that whatever the process Lord has laid, it is only for our transformation, but not to take revenge. Not to take revenge at all. Okay? So there is an invisible prison have been created by the Lord, and that prison house has shackles in the form of these gunas. That's what we need to understand. Okay? So this is something like what I said. Homicide, these many, rape, sexual assault, these many. So like this, all these gunas are like handcuffs as I mentioned. So from now this painting, not this one. So here different kinds of jails are there, as I said. So the lesson we need to learn from this is, punishment is given not to take revenge, but to reduce the wrongdoing and to rectify the offender. When reform takes place, not only the wrongdoer benefit, but the society at a whole is benefited. That's what we need to understand. So now this painting, if you are seeing here, from the painting, try to understand here how the gunas are working. All of us might be prisoners in this world, but it might be sounding a little harsh, as I said earlier, but that's true, that we are prisoners in the house. And I think no one is denying that we are not prisoners here. So I don't want to dwell much into that aspect that we are not prisoners. We are prisoners. Okay. So now we are prisoners to generally our own bad habits, our own bad habits, our own karmas, what we performed in our previous lives, and our propensity or we are our succumbing nature to different temptations. Do you agree? We succumb to temptations, right? We succumb to temptations. Yeah. We succumb to temptation, and that is the reason. So we are only prisoners to those things. So these invisible ropes which are holding us, depending on the kind of activities we did in the past. Whatever the ropes you are seeing, right? Actually, we are not seeing those ropes. Those are invisible ropes. Those are gunas, and we are acting as per the guna. Now, these invisible ropes holding us depend on the kind of activities we did in the past. Just like a prisoner is a small time prisoner, and in the small time prisoner, he will be having access to all the areas of a prison house. But a hardcore prisoner, his legs are also handcuffed, his hands are also handcuffed, and again handcuffed to leg also. There is one more chain is there, right? So we need to understand that depending on the crimes or the depending on the nature of the crime you did, all these privileges are given. So more offensive mentality, you will be having lot of restriction and lot of punishment. Okay, so more offensive mentality, lot of restriction and more reformation is also required. బాగా రుబ్బాలి క్యాండిడేట్కి బాగా పనిష్మెంట్ ఉన్నాడు బాగా పడేసి పడతారు అనమాట. I have seen personally in jail how they beat. If you really see how the police beat, no, there is a different technique, in beating, because it's a non-bailable offence. If the injuries are visible to the court, police would be punished. I don't know whether you know it or not. These are the internal jargons. Okay, they will beat them in such a way that the injuries are not visible outside. Different ways of torturing people, So I personally seen how they torture us. So when I asked Papa do this, my dad explained, we will ensure that the injuries are not visible outside. Sometimes tadigudda is kodtaru. Okay, so but we need to understand, though they might be beating, but the only intention is to transform them and make them corrected. That's what we need to understand. So, and we need to understand one more thing is, whatever Krishna is saying is not to label anyone that you are bad, you are good. It's not, that's not the intention of Krishna saying that whatever the punishments or reformation is going on for people, it is not to label someone that you are good or you are bad. Because in Krishna says everyone is equal, but due to your offensive mentality, you need correction, so that punishments are required. And that purification he does in so many ways. But we need to, how many people realize that it is a purification? A lot of people don't realize. They blame someone, they blame Vidhi, they blame God for something negative is happening in their life. Something negative is happening in their life, they always blame destiny, God, people around them and all. But they don't understand that it is happening due to our past karmas. We need to understand that. So, the right way, what Bhagavad Gita, as I said, is not for labeling someone as good and bad, but Bhagavad Gita teaches us how to live. Bhagavad Gita teaches us how to live and how to leave. How to live and how to leave. I think no other organization in the planet or no other scripture, they tell about living. A lot of NGOs or non-government organizations, what we see in the market, they tell about how to live happily. Art of living happy, how to live happily, how to develop personality, how to attract the opposite sex, how to love movies. A lot of things have been said, but I don't know, I read it out, someone talks about how to live happily, how to live happily. I think recently some hospices have come, but the consciousness is not much propagated in the society. It is considered as a negative topic. When we talk about death, it is considered as a negative topic, but it is a very enlightening topic. Because once we know that we leave one day, we need to prepare ourselves. While a kid is born, how much care or precautions we take, similarly for death also we need to prepare ourselves. Okay. So see, if you see this picture here. So one is a boss, and another is a servant. So though they might be doing their own roles and responsibilities as per their current situations above, but they don't know that they are being controlled by Prakriti in the form of three modes of material nature. And those three ropes are held by who? The ropes what you are seeing are held by whom? Nature. Mother Nature. In the form of these three divine ladies. And who are these ladies? Come on, tell me. Who are these three ladies? Okay, three gunas. Now you tell me in this, that is a guess. Now important questions. Among these three ladies, which lady is what guna? Tell me. Which lady signifies what guna? There are three divine ladies here. ఈ ముగ్గురు ఉన్నారు కదా, ఈ ముగ్గురులో ఏ దేవత, ఏ మహిళా దేవత, ఐ డోంట్ నో, తన తెలుగు ఇస్ వెరీ వీక్, సారీ, ఏ మహిళా దేవత ఏ గుణానికి చెందిందో చెప్పండి. కమాన్. फर्स्ट इज बोलो, इधर से फर्स्ट उधर से फर्स्ट, इधर से फर्स्ट क्या बोले? यू टोल्ड रजोगुण. ओके ओके, नेक्स्ट मिडिल.
Colors wise, I would say the leftmost is sattva, center is rajas, and right is
You are right. Yellow.
colors.
Yeah, you are right. So yellow dress, whatever the devata is there, she is sattva. She represents sattva. And middle one, red is passionate, rajoguna. And the last one, blue is tamoguna. Okay, so we need to understand that all these three divine ladies signifies these things. So I think already this question is answered. Who are these three ladies? Now we need to understand that these three ladies signify the Prakriti altogether. Okay. Now you have to tell me who is controlling these three ladies.
Mayadevi.
Huh?
Mayadevi.
No, Mayadevi herself is combination of these three ladies.
Lord
Krishna is controlling. Now Krishna is controlling, and these till this much Arjuna has understood, and he asks 4 more questions. So till this point Arjuna has understood. Now Arjuna asks these 4 questions. What are the 4 questions? What are the 3 modes of material nature? Means
Krishna is controlling the three.
yes.
I thought I understood it as our karmas only, because of our past life karmas only we are born in these gunas.
Yes.
So whether I have more of rajas or more of sattva or tamas is depending on my past life.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But again, so it is based on what I am doing only.
Yes. Depending on your past karmas, you got this life. But in this life, whatever the nature you have, these 3 modes of material nature, as per your past karmas, they will be influencing you in this life to act accordingly for certain situation. Yes, you are right that this life you got as per your past karmas, but in this current karmas, in this current life, you would be acting in certain situation due to these 3 modes of material nature. And how do you be acting as per your past karmas? But still you are having a free will to not act as per these modes of material nature also. You are having that free will. Now it's up to you. Do you wanted to go as per modes of material nature? My nature is that I'll go as per my nature. It is up to you. Or do you, after gaining knowledge, no, it is wrong. Let me not do this. Let me try to do this because it is good as per Shastra. That free will is there with you. But these 3 modes would be enabling you or indirectly reminding you that these three modes in you are acting as per your past karmas, Mataji. But still you have a choice for certain situation in this life how to act. Do you want to act as per the three modes of material nature, or do you want to act as per the scriptures and follow your free will for a good cause, or you use intelligence accordingly?
That is the knowledge is. That is the knowledge is equal.
Knowledge is- no, I mean, I'm not able to correct. The Krishna is controlling the gunas. That part I'm not able to correct it.
Yeah, Krishna says right now, Mataji, Maya Dhyakshena Prakriti. Maya Dhyakshena Prakriti, Sakriti Suracharam. Yeah, he says that with my glance, transcendental glance, I impregnate the nature. Nature is nothing but Prakriti. Prakriti is nothing but these three modes of middle nature only. Yeah. Okay. So Arjuna asks further questions. What are the three modes of nature? Means what is this prison house? Number one. Next, how do the modes work? How does the punishment work? What kind of punishment I am getting? How does the punishment work? Third, how do they bind up the jiva? What kind of handcuffs they are going to? Are they going to handcuff me? Both hands, legs, entire body, or only how? How it is decided? What kind of punishment I will be getting? How do they bind up the jivas? That's the third question. Fourth one is how to get free? How to get out of this prison house? That's what Arjuna asks. How to get out of this material world? Now, the thing is 14.1. Now, Krishna says, Krishna in the 14th, the chapter begins with, again I shall declare to you this supreme wisdom, the best of all knowledge, knowing which all the sages have attained the supreme perfection. Why is Krishna saying the best of all knowledge? అప్పుడెప్పుడో కృష్ణుడు 9th 10th చాప్టర్లో రాజగుహ్యం రాజవిద్య అని దిస్ ఇస్ ద బెస్ట్ ఆఫ్ నాలెడ్జ్ అని 9th చాప్టర్లో అన్నాడు. మళ్ళీ 10th చాప్టర్లో కూడా భక్తి ఈజ్ ద అల్టిమేట్, దిస్ ఇస్ ద బెస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద ఆల్ నాలెడ్జ్ అన్నాడు. మళ్ళీ ఇప్పుడు 14th చాప్టర్లో అగైన్ ఈ సేయింగ్ దట్ ద బెస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ ద నాలెడ్జ్. ఇన్ని బెస్ట్లా అని డౌట్ రాలేదు. ఎనీ గెసెస్ వై హీ టోల్డ్ దట్? Because already he mentioned, right, Gita or Bhakti is a Rajaguhyam, Raja Vidya, that is the best of all the knowledge. Anni scriptures, Samnitla Poliste, this is the best of the knowledge. But again, why is he saying it is the best of knowledge? Any guesses? It's a little tough question.
I think it is last stage to reach it. That is right.
Okay. The thing is, you know, right, Bhagavadgita is divided into 3 sections. First one is Karma Yoga. Second one is Bhakti Yoga. Third one is Karma Yoga. Sorry, Jnana Yoga. In this Jnana Yoga, this is the best knowledge. In this section of Jnana Yoga, this is the best knowledge where you are trying to know that how you came here and what is the relationship between you and Prakriti and how I need to get out of this Prakriti. That is the reason why he is saying the best of the knowledge. This is the best chapter in this 6 chapters, because it is mentioned how you are coming, how you are getting in contact, and how you need to live. You will be knowing. So among the last 6 chapters, this is the best chapter. That's what he means. So again, I shall declare you to this supreme wisdom, the best of the knowledge, knowing which all the sages have attained the supreme. So we need to understand this. Why he said best. Okay. So now, because until now we know how we are captivated in this material world and how to get out of this, as a living entity was not expected to be bound by the matter, but somehow he has been put in this condition. That path of freedom is given here. We need to understand that. And he says also, what does he say? He says, why do you call this knowledge as the best of the knowledge? He says, by becoming fixed in this knowledge, one can attain to the transcendental nature like my own. Transcendental nature like my own. What do you mean by transcendental nature of my own? What do you mean by transcendental nature of my own?
It is completely purified.
Completely purified. Okay. Now, question to everyone. What is Krishna's transcendental nature? అసలు కృష్ణుడి నేచర్ అంటే ఏంటి? కంప్లీట్లీ ప్యూరిఫైడ్. ఐ టేక్ దట్. ఎస్. వాట్ ఎల్స్? ఐఎమ్ లుకింగ్ ఫర్ ఎ స్పెసిఫిక్ ఆన్సర్. Hold. Prabhuji is getting tempted to tell. I asked Sanjay Prabhu to stop. Guess. I think we have quoted this ample number of times. What is Krishna's nature? Come on.
He is the overseer,
He-
permitter.
Permitter, overseer, controller, enjoyer, supreme controller. Okay. Next. That's right, you are right. But I want looking for a specific answer. What is the nature? Sat, Chit, Ananda. Satchit Ananda Vigraha. Right? He Satchit Ananda. Satchit Ananda Vigraha. Sat, Chit. Ever existing, full of knowledge, full of happiness, full of bliss. Satchit Ananda. That is the nature. That's what he's saying. By becoming fixed in this knowledge, one can attain the transcendental nature like my own. That means no repeat. That's where Arjuna asked. That means no repeated birth and death, Krishna. Do you mean that there is no repeated birth and death? Then Krishna says, yes. There is no repeated birth and death. Then how are jivas first born? How are jivas first born? That's what first born in first place. So that's where Arjuna asks Krishna, how are jivas first born? Any answer? How are jivas first born? Any guesses? How are jivas first born in this material world? How are we first? We. Jiva ante evaru kaadu maname. How are we first born in this material world? Any guesses? Any guesses? Okay, just try to understand that it is a very important slide what I am going to show now. So here, Mama Yonir Mahad Brahma Tasmin Garbham. Any idea what is this Mahad Brahma? Any idea what is this Mahad Brahma? Please. తప్పు ఆన్సర్ చెప్పినందుకు నో పనిష్మెంట్. మహద్ బ్రహ్మ మమ యోనిర్ మహద్ బ్రహ్మ తస్మిన్ గర్భం. So we need to understand that Mahad Brahma is the energy of Krishna himself. Krishna himself, where all the living entities are placed. Who are those living entities? These living entities who wanted to enjoy independent of the Lord. అమ్మ నేను నీతో ఆడుకోను, నేను మా ఫ్రెండ్స్తో ఆడుకుంటా, నేను బయటికి వెళ్తా. అరే నా దగ్గర మంచి ఆటలు ఉన్నాయరా, నా దగ్గర ఉంటే నువ్వు బాగా ఆడుకోగలవురా, ఎందుకురా అక్కడ మీ ఫ్రెండ్స్ కంటే నా దగ్గర మంచి ఆటలు ఉన్నాయి, నా దగ్గర ఆడుకోరా. నో, నేను బయటికి వెళ్ళి ఆడతా, నేను నీతో ఆడను. సో ఆడి బాగా దెబ్బలు తిన్నాక అప్పుడు అమ్మ గుర్తొస్తుంది. సో ఆ ఆట స్థలమే ఈ మెటీరియల్ వరల్డ్, భౌతిక ప్రపంచం. This middle world is this playground what Krishna has created. This Mahad Brahma is the energy of Krishna himself allowing. And who is the mother of this middle world? Who is the mother of this middle world? ఈ భౌతిక ప్రపంచానికి తల్లి ఎవరు? మాయాదేవి, దుర్గాదేవి, పార్వతీదేవి, ప్రకృతి. Yes, she is the mother. Now what we need to understand is just like man impregnates a woman to get a child, similarly Krishna with his transcendental sight at mother nature impregnates the living entities within this material nature, prakriti. Now this transcendental sight is none other than whom? Is not an object. This transcendental sight which impregnates mother nature to bring the living entities alive. Whatever the transcendental sight I am saying, what does that mean? It is not an object. No. This transcendental sight is none other than Lord Shiva. So this, once that sight, that transcendental sight is fell on the mother Parvati, she impregnates. She gets impregnated and the living entities come to life. Okay? That's what we need to understand. So middle nature is a mixture of so many elements in which living entities are part of it. That's why Durga Devi is called the mother nature, not father nature. Mother nature antam. Okay, and she is also called with lot of other names, Amma, Jagadamba, Durga Mata. So basically we need to understand that the father and mother of this middle nature are Lord Shiva and Parvati. But the original father is Krishna. We need to understand that. So,
It's also said that the material world is Krishna's Leela. Like drama is the
Yes.
Krishna is the director.
Yes.
But as I understand now, the actors out there, it's basically of their own will that they are coming from. It's not that Krishna's created.
Yes.
But they wanted to be there, so Krishna
Yes,
came out.
that is right.
Like that.
Mataji, your statement is sounding something like Shakespeare novel to me. The thing is, we are actors. Then when you are quoting that we are actors, it is something like, Krishna is, there is none of our actions are no more responsible. When you are saying actors, but the main point is we are responsible for being there. It is not Krishna. When you say actors, no, it is something like we are already come up with some prescribed mission and we will be only acting that way. No, it is only we are responsible for being here. By the way, we are responsible. No, we are responsible for being here, not Krishna. ఏదో ఇక్కడ ఈ మిడిల్ వరల్డ్లో స్టేజ్ బాగుంది కాకపోతే యాక్టర్సే లేరు కాబట్టి కృష్ణుడు మనల్ని పంపించాడు. నో, బట్ కృష్ణ ఆల్సో డస్ సంథింగ్ లైక్ దిస్. టు హిస్ ప్యూర్ డివోటీస్ he sends to middle world to reclaim the fallen souls. That is a rare case scenario. శుద్ధ భక్తుల్ని కృష్ణుడు ఈ భౌతిక ప్రపంచంలోకి పంపిస్తాడు to reclaim the fallen souls, because we need a medium, right? It is something like a rope, what I told. We are in a big that gadda hole and some rope is there. That rope is nothing but the acharyas. Krishna, there are pure devotees of the Lord where Krishna himself sends them. With his free will he sends them to reclaim fallen souls. But your statement is sounding like Krishna is responsible for us to being in middle nature. No, we are responsible for being in the middle nature to get rotten in this middle world by facing Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi again and again and again and again, lives after lives.
There is a statement like whatever happens is already it will happen. So there is nothing. It's like God already decides what has to. Like they say, like, even the leaf
Can't move without.
When that is said, connect that to.
That's right, Mataji. For example, cigarette తాగేవాడు అన్నాడు. He's a person who is smoking. Does Krishna want him to smoke?
I don't know. I mean,
No, okay. I know that Krishna surely, we need to understand that lot of things are there which Krishna doesn't want. కృష్ణుడికి మనలో చాలా విషయాలు ఉన్నాయి. కృష్ణుడు మనం ఇలా యాక్ట్ చేయకూడదని కృష్ణుడికి తెలుసు. కృష్ణుడు అరే నువ్వు ఇలా యాక్ట్ చేయకూడదని కృష్ణుడికి తెలుసు. కానీ బట్ స్టిల్ కృష్ణ శాంక్షన్స్ బికాజ్ యు ఆర్ డిజైరింగ్ ఇట్. యు ఆర్ డిజైరింగ్ ఇట్. నేను సిగరెట్ తాగుతాను బాసు, నాకు సిగరెట్ తాగాలనుంది, తాగాలనుంది అంతే, సావు. కృష్ణ శాంక్షన్స్. But Krishna doesn't, can't he stop it? He can stop it. If he wants, he can stop it. But he will not stop it because you are desiring so and he is sanctioning it. Don't be in an impression that whatever Krishna sanctions, Krishna likes it. No. Whatever Krishna sanctions doesn't mean that Krishna likes it. We need to understand, we should have that clearly. ఇప్పుడు తల్లి అమ్మకి ఒరే ఎక్కడికి వెళ్ళొద్దురా, డేంజర్ ఉందిరా అని చెప్తాం, కానీ ఆఖరికి పర్మిట్ చేస్తారు. ఇష్టం లేదు పర్మిట్ చేస్తారు. దట్స్ వాట్ ఇస్ ఇన్ కృష్ణ ఈజ్ ఇన్ దట్ పొజిషన్. వాట్ టు డూ? యువర్ డిజైర్స్ ఆర్ లైక్ దట్. యూ కాంట్ స్టాప్ ఇట్. ఓకే. సో
you want to play with the
That is not right at all. Of course, all the material worlds, all the Brahmandas are coming from the pores of Krishna. Mahavishnu is coming from his pores, but it doesn't, because point is, Krishna knows each and every, మన ఇక్కడ కూర్చున్న ప్రతి లివింగ్ ఎంటిటీ గురించి ఇన్ అండ్ అవుట్ తెలుసు. ఈడు ఈ పాయింట్లో ఎలా యాక్ట్, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ బాబు పేరేంటి, నీల్ రైట్. నీల్ ఫస్ట్ డే స్కూల్ నుంచి రాంగల్నే 2ంటికి వచ్చాడు, స్కూల్ 3ంటికి అయిపోతుంది స్కూల్ మాతాజీ, అయిపోతుంది కదా, 2-3కి స్కూల్ అయిపోతుంది. అయిపోగానే వచ్చి కిచెన్లో చాక్లెట్ ఎదుగుతాడు రైట్. నెక్స్ట్ సెకండ్ డే స్కూల్ నుంచి వస్తాడు నీల్, మళ్ళీ వెళ్ళి కిచెన్లోకి వెళ్ళి మళ్ళీ చాక్లెట్ ఎదుగుతాడు. 3వ రోజు కూడా చాక్లెట్ ఎదుగుతాడు స్కూల్ నుంచి రాగానే. 4వ రోజు నుంచి స్కూల్ నుంచి రాగానే నీల్ ఏం చేస్తాడు, మళ్ళీ చాక్లెట్ ఎదుగుతాడు. ఇట్స్ నాట్ ఎ బిగ్ క్యాల్కులేషన్. కృష్ణ నోస్ అబౌట్ యూ ఇన్ ఈచ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీ సిచ్యువేషన్. As per your past lives, in this situation, how are you going to act? And as per your nature, how are you going to act? He not only knows about you yourself, but he knows about the entire living entities. Krishna is the biggest data scientist, supreme data scientist. Our Japanese trains and all, they can build lot of permutation and combinations, but still it can fail. But Krishna is a supreme data scientist, where he knows about each and every living entity and how he behaves in each and every situation also. And ఎలా బిహేవ్ చేస్తాడని తెలిసి ఈ మెటీరియల్ హౌస్ క్రియేట్ చేశాడు కరెక్షన్ కోసం. అలాంటి సిచ్యువేషన్ ఐ డోంట్ నో, కెన్ గాడ్ డిఫీట్? దేవుడు ఎప్పుడైనా ఓడిపోగలడా? ఐ వాజ్ నాట్ ఎక్స్పెక్టింగ్ దిస్ ఆన్సర్. దేవుడు ఎప్పుడైనా ఓడిపోగలడా? మిగతా వాళ్ళు చెప్పాలి. దేవుడు ఎప్పుడైనా ఓడిపోగలడా? ఎస్, దేవుడు ఓడిపోగలడు, అంతే కదా. ధృతరాష్ట్రుడు, దుర్యోధనుడు, కృష్ణ హ్యాస్ అట్టర్లీ ఫెయిల్డ్ in the peace Shanti Doots, right? Utterly failed. Why? He failed to satisfy, to make your free will win. You wanted war, right? War. నీకు ఏంటి, what options for the, what options? Duryodhana has put condition. What the condition he has put? Even if one Pandava die, it seems I will win. Second, even if one Kaurava survives, I will win. Third, if the war is not decided in 18 days, I will win. So Krishna has a clear-cut checklist with him. Pandavas, everyone I have to save. 100 మంది సంపాల్సిందే, 18 రోజుల్లో వారు అవగొట్టాల్సిందే. He has a clear-cut plan. So Krishna has lost or got defeated in front of Duryodhana. So that's what is happening. The most surprising element is, we all don't know that Krishna is waiting very eagerly for all of us. Do you know that? మన దుస్థితి ఏంటంటే, we are not even realizing that Krishna is waiting for all of us. And once you take the spiritual path and do chanting, you will realize that how much he is waiting for all of us. I don't know why we got deviated, but we need to understand that it is our free will or due to our desires only we are here.
Like the example,
Yeah.
if Krishna knows the pattern and
Pattern, yes.
knows that this is how we behave, and
Yes.
accordingly that the atmosphere
Yes,
is created
yes,
for us,
yes.
then how is free will acting there?
No, there's a free will. He knows he will be. When we say that Krishna knows everything. Let us take a single example, simple, one single living entity. When we say that Krishna knows everything, for example, that living entity, if he does action A, it might result to action 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, might be. If the same person does action B, that person after does the action B, again it might be having 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 consequences. Same person might be doing action C. Again, for that action, see, there might be 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 consequences. So when we say that Krishna knows everything, for whatever the thing he does, he knows. He knows.
And free will is another option.
Free will is another option, and he can living entity is having a free will to exercise what Krishna wants. Am I doing as per Krishna? And it is the material world in such a way that we are in a false sense of security, saying that నేను నా ఫ్యామిలీని చక్కగా చూసుకున్నాను, వాళ్ళకి ఆస్తులన్నీ సంపాదించి పెట్టాను, ఏమీ డోకా లేదు, నేను ఎంత పర్ఫెక్ట్ తండ్రిని, నేను ఎంత పర్ఫెక్ట్ తల్లిని అనే ఫాల్స్ సెన్స్ ఆఫ్ సెక్యూరిటీలో ఉన్నారు జనాలు. బట్ ఇట్ డజంట్ మీన్ దట్ వీ షుడ్ లీవ్ అవర్ రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీస్. యాజ్ ఏ హస్బెండ్ ఐ హ్యావ్ ఎ రెస్పాన్సిబిలిటీ టువర్డ్స్ మై వైఫ్. As a wife, I have responsibility towards my husband and my kids. We need to perform all the responsibility. That's why we say, Savai Pumsam Paro Dharma Yato Bhaktir Adokshate. When compared to all the responsibility, the best responsibility is to devotion unto me. That is the primary responsibility. Rest of all the responsibilities are secondary. Okay? I think we are deviating. So the thing is, Mahatattva was created by Lord and is the energy of Krishna himself, and we are put in that Mahatattva. Now in this Mahatattva, as I mentioned, this Krishna's transcendental side is none other than Shiva. We already discussed that, and who is the father also we have discussed. Now that's where we talk about this mother nature, and we are put, all the living entities are put it in Mahatattva, that is in the womb of mother nature or Durga Mata, and it is getting impregnated, and that's why we say our material world father and mother are Lord Shiva and Goddess Parvati, but our original father is none other than Krishna. We need to understand that. Okay, now how many species are there? How many species are there? Now after we are put in that after we are put in Mahatattva, now it is Durga Mata duty to assign bodies to us. We are living entities, souls put in her, and she assigns bodies to us. And how many species are there? 84 lakh species are there. 84 lakh. And out of these 84 lakh species, how many aquatics, how many amphibians, how many birds, reptiles, how many humans? Can you, any guesses? Battery, okay. Okay. Now, you see, total 9 lakh aquatics are there. Aquatic species are there. I am not talking about how many? Will it fit? Okay, that's good. Good solutions. Okay. So the thing is, when I say 9 lakh species of aquatics are there, it's not like 9 lakh fishes. 9 lakh species are there. Similarly, this is the count. Total 20 lakh land trees are there. 20 lakh species of trees are there. Similarly, 11 lakh reptiles are there. 10 lakh birds are there. 10 lakh species are there. Species of birds are there. And animals, total 30 lakh animals are there. 30 lakh animals are there. And 4 lakh humans, 4 lakh human species are there. We all belong to one species. No. I am talking about only species. I am not talking about gunas here. I am talking about the number of species. Gunas might be applicable for humans. But the thing is, here I am talking only about species. Guna is something in nature, how we behave in the material world. But for the question what Arjuna asked, how we first came in this material world, for that question we are answering. That due to our independent, because we came in the middle, due to our independent nature of enjoying things independent of the Lord, we have fallen into this material world. And after we fallen into the material world, Krishna impregnates Mother Nature to make to live here. So we are in the Mother Nature, and in the Mother Nature we are taking different bodies, and these different bodies are nothing but these are different species. So total 8.4 million species are there, and actually the modern biologists could identify only 1.5 to 1.6 million species only till date. But our scriptures say that there are total 8.4 million species, that is 84 lakh species.
And the 4 lakh species of human race.
Humans.
Different race kaadu.
No. Thing is, we all are belonging to one species of humans. But apart from that, Kimnera is also another kind of human race. Anjaneya comes under that category. Anjaneya doesn't come under a category of animal or a monkey. No. He comes under a category of Kimnera. It is under the 4 lakh human species. That is the second category. Like that, there are so many other human species. Yes. Okay. So these are the different species. So like this is the breakup of those species, and we need to understand that 14.4. Now Krishna also says that it should be understood that all made possible by the birth in the material nature species of life, O son of Kunti, are and I am the seed giving father. No other personality in the history has said this. No God has said that I am the seed giving father. Jesus says, I am son of the Lord. He never said that I am the God. Muhammad said, I am a messenger of the God. He never said that I am God. Sai Baba said, Sabka Malik ek hai, lekin wo ek main hi hu. He never said. Okay, so we need to understand that all this is said, I am the seed giving father. He is the seed giving father. That's what he said. So lessons. People raise a lot of slogans, right? Like about universal brotherhood. But unless they accept one father, God, how there can be a possibility of universal brotherhood? We need to understand that. So we need to think that, or we need to introspect ourselves, that people who we talk about, that brothers and sisters, we should be universal brotherhood and all. We need to first identify or notice that we should accept that there is only one God in the first case. For until and unless everyone is there in that consciousness, it is very difficult to think that way. First, people should be brought into that consciousness. Otherwise, always this fight should be there in place. Okay? So, but first of all, people have to come to that platform before accepting the universal brotherhood, and people should accept one God and one source only. Now, coming to the main point, 3 modes: Sattva-guna, Rajoguna and Tamoguna. Here, we need to understand one more item is